What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Spook, and I hope that you find healing in this space because this is healing for me too. Today, I want to talk about a very touchy subject and something that I am personally struggling with at the moment, actually, and that is single motherhood and mental health. I know motherhood is hard regardless if you have a partner or not, but today I just want to talk about the effects of the effects that single motherhood has on mental health, because I see a lot of videos that criticize single mothers as if they have chosen this path for themselves or something. Although there are a lot of women that are a little evil and mean, and they will keep the children from, their fathers or whatever. I'm not talking about them kind of women. I'm talking about the kind of women that genuinely saw something good and it took a turn for the worse. So yes. And what that does to the psyche of a woman. As if life isn't already hard enough, we're going to add on other people to it and your mental health. Yeah. It's a ball out here. But yeah, so let's talk about the psychological distress that single motherhood causes a lot of women. And I could speak on this personally because I went through a divorce when I was pregnant, newly pregnant. I left and hadn't even found out that I was pregnant until after I left. You know how devastating it is? You're trying to leave a nigga and you find out you're pregnant. Shit is crazy. But I went through a divorce at the same time that I was getting my bachelor's. And I studied a lot of women's counseling and mental health and life coaching. And because I was going through this and learning about it at the same time, it made it a little bit easier. I'm not gonna even go say that it made it easy because I still struggle to this day, like I said. But it made me realize and understand the path that I was about to embark on, because we were not a family, we were not reconciling, we were not co-parenting, we were not doing anything. So I had to make it up in my mind that I had to put on my big girl drawers and just move forward with life in whatever way it played out. But the psychological distress of becoming a single mother. Mind you, I come from a single mother home, so it's not like I don't know. I know. Seen it firsthand with my own eyes before I actually experienced it. I know the psychological distress that it causes a lot of women, and a lot of women are walking around and carrying so much hurt and pain from becoming a single mother that it can sometimes rub off on our kids, and then that makes you feel even worse, even more guilty, because one, you couldn't even give the child a successful family or a successful home. Now, because of what you're going through, that's going to have effects on the child as well. Well, damn. And guess what? You did not choose this path for yourself. Study shows that single mothers experience significantly higher rates of moderate to severe psychological distress that is largely driven by financial and emotional insecurity and the daily burden of solo decision making. There are people in this world that struggle with just genuinely making a decision for them damn selves, let alone other people. And you have to get up every day and make decisions that will allow you to continue to grow, not only personally, but for your family as well. I will never be the one to sit here and say, oh girl, you just be a strong woman, you got this, you can do this on its own. I don't wish single motherhood on my worst damn enemy. I don't care. And I don't like a lot of people, a lot of females. And I still would. I truly, genuinely wouldn't, because I feel like no woman should truly have to carry the burden of raising children on her own. Like, it just, regardless of the situation, regardless if you with the man or not with the man, I just feel like as a man, a lot of these men need to be held accountable for actually truly stepping up and truly, doing what they're supposed to do as a father, because it's getting ridiculous out here. But yeah, let's talk about financial insecurity. Say you're married to a man and that said man tells you that he's going to take care of you and your family and you have nothing to worry about. He just wants you, to stay home and, do the things that, they tell us that a wife should do. And this is what people have told us that we are supposed to aspire to be. A woman that is well kept, has a well kept home, has a well kept family, and does not have to work. What happens when that said man does not produce the money that he feels that he should have? What if that said man one day says, it's your fault that you don't have no job. You don't want to sit here after he's told you. So now you have to figure out how to not only provide for yourself, but other children that said man was helping provide for, that he is now not helping provide for. That alone right there can, like, that can really make, it makes a lot of women give up, like, and it can put a lot of women in a really, really dark space, not being able to have the things that you want and need for your children, or being able to provide for them. Yes, there is a lot of government assistance out here, but guess what? Everybody don't get government assistance. Okay? There's a whole lot of us out here that don't got no Section 8 or no food stamps. And yeah, I see the prices on that food, on them houses and stuff. And you talking about a woman supposed to do all of this by herself? We were not made. I know that there are a lot of successful women in this world that can handle it all. But we were not, even if you can handle it all, you were not meant to be a single mother. I don't care. I don't care. Unless some circumstances arose to where it was just like the father could just not be a part of the child's life. Like, I personally don't know what that is like, but I'm talking about those mothers that have baby daddies or whatever the hell you want to call them, father their children, that genuinely do not participate in their children's lives unless, it's convenient to them. So from psychological distress, there comes the chronic distress. If you are up and worry every single day about what's going to happen the next day, the decisions that you have to make in order to move forward, your children's health, your health, and let alone, don't let you be the oldest daughter too, and that means you got the whole family is looking, your mama and your sisters and your brothers, all of them is looking to you for some type of assistance, whether it's big or small. And there is a weight that you will carry on top of being a single mother. But the chronic stress and the loneliness that being a single mother, like, you can have a good support system. Like, you can have people in your family that, step in and step up and help out with your kids. But at the end of the day, when you lay down at night, all of that weight is still on you. And that is a very, very lonely feeling. Lonely feeling. You got to manage getting up in the morning, going for work, making sure everybody got everything for school, making sure everybody done did their homework, like, making sure that you straight, just trying to find time for your own self, household responsibilities, cooking and cleaning, showing up to the places that you still have to show up outside of mothering your children. Excuse me. Like all of that plays a a very, very big part in the psyche of a woman. It truly does. And raising your children alone, like it triggers the stress. It triggers fatigue. It triggers the isolation. Like who wants you don't want to go to nobody crying about, oh, like you don't want to go a lot of us we gonna put on our big girl drawers and we gonna do what we gotta do, but we gonna cry through that shit. Even if nobody else sees it, where you gonna have your moments. You gonna have your moments. And then from that, it's the anxiety and the depression. Like the rates of clinical depression and generalized anxiety are notably elevated due to the relentless parenting demands and the the lack of support that a lot of these single mothers are out here receiving. And even though I'm not saying that you cannot raise your children and you cannot be on your own without a man, that is not what I'm saying. But genuinely having some type of support there to help you is something that a lot of people shouldn't take for granted. I don't care, man or woman. Support, period. A lot of people don't have nobody. Nobody. I learned at a very, very young age. Nobody was coming to save me. Nobody was coming. No matter how hard I cried, no matter how much it broke my heart, no matter how much I waited, nobody was fucking coming. And that is something that, you know how I feel like to sit there and be like, damn, ain't nobody coming. It's just me. It's just me. I got to carry the weight of all of this. I'm going to deal with it how I'm going to deal with it, and that's going to be it. It's not very healthy. It's not healthy for the mothers. It's not healthy for the children because the children are picking up on the energy and they're seeing the things that's going on. And me personally, I pray that my daughters and my son, I pray I pray my daughters never grow up to be anything like me. I pray that they be 10 times stronger than me and way more smarter than me because I didn't make it's not that I didn't make very good decisions. It's just the way that things play out in life. I just want them to be better than me. And yeah, that's all I can say about that. And then the doubt of, not even the doubt, not doubt, not, well, you can, it make you insecure. Being a single mother does make you a little insecure. If you can, insecure, excuse me, if you cannot provide and do the things that you want to do, it can put you in a low space because you want to give your kids the world regardless if the father walks out or not. You want to be able to give your kids the things that you always dreamed of. What comes with that is the guilt. You know how much emotional weight single mothers are carrying around? You know how many times I've asked myself, am I doing enough? I have 3 children. My children are well taken care of. My children are honor roll students, beta club members, a football player. My children I'm very proud of my children. But do you know the emotional weight of not ever feeling like I am doing enough? Even if I am excelling and getting them, they doing good in school. Okay. But what about our home life? Do they have the things that I feel like they should have? No, they don't. That puts me in such a dark, dark space. And I know, personally speaking, I can be in a dark space every single day, but guess what? Because I am a mother, I have to get up every single day and shine for my children, regardless of how I'm feeling, or regardless of the turmoil that I am going through, whether it be mentally or emotionally. Like, And then, like, especially if you are a single mother and you came from a single mother household, you already know, like, you grow up saying, okay, I'm gonna give my kids better. My kids are gonna have a home. You grow up you grow up knowing, or dreaming of your own family, actually, and then that family doesn't have to happen either. You know how heartbreaking it is? It is truly, truly heartbreaking to dream of a family, think you have created this family, and then it all shatters. And yes, everything happens for a reason. Everybody's not supposed to be together. God moves in mysterious ways. That is 100% true. But in reality, because we are human and we aren't, we are still human at the end of the day. Even though we are spiritual beings, we are still human at the end of the day. And we're having a human experience. That shit has a very, very large effect on a woman's mental health. There's so many things, like, and then and then on top of all of that, you already have all of that going on in your own mind and in your own reality. And then you got people on the fucking internet and shit talking about how single mothers are the reason for this, men downing the women when she wouldn't be a single mother if the daddy was there. And like I said, once again, I'm not talking about single mothers that go out of their way to make themselves single mothers. I'm talking about single mothers that want to have some type of balance in their co-parenting life, and they don't have that. And then they are left with, oh, well, you should have did this, or you supposed to be that for him, and maybe if you would have did this, he wouldn't have left, and this, that, and the third. There is nothing that you can do to make somebody change their actions. If somebody wants to do something, that's what the hell they're gonna do, and it ain't gonna be nothing you can do about it. But to blame single mothers for a lot of, like, the trauma and things that come with growing up in a single mother household, I just feel like that's really fucked up, and I just want to raise awareness about it, because nobody, if you choose to just be a single mother, you gotta have your reasons, or you just cuckoo, because, child, you gotta pay rent by yourself. You gotta buy food by yourself for them kids. You gotta clothe them by yourself. You gotta make sure they get the sports and everything else on time by themselves. You got to teach them by themselves. Not only teach them educationally, teach them common sense things, life skills, and all of that. All of that goes into raising a child. Like, it's just not, oh, the kid just grows up and just magically becomes this successful person. No, like, time and energy needs to be put into this child. And I just I feel I just feel for the single mothers that are out there that are struggling and they doing it quietly. I truly, truly do. Because I myself struggle. If you cannot hear it in my voice, I struggle. But yeah. So if you're a single mother out there and, girl, you might be having one of your little moments where you feeling the guilt, the doubt, the isolation, the anxiety, the depression. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna keep praying, and we're gonna come out on the other side of this, because it got to be a silver lining in all of this. It has to. It just truly has to. But yeah. Excuse me, y'all. My voice trying to go out now. I hope you found healing in this video, because I did too. See, look, my voice done cleared up. I had a moment today. Been crying a lot today. But I still got up and, made it do what it do. But if you stayed to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Please comment, share, subscribe, send it to somebody else that might need them a little pick me up or something. Just a reality check. Sometimes you really got to step back and really be like, damn, I'm carrying all of this. And all of this is a lot. And give yourself some grace. Because you only human.